Welcome, everyone, to Friday Night Prep Football Recap at the Telegraph Herald for October 15th. Welcome, your very special guest host, Utah Jazz legend John Stockton and the mailman, Carl Malone. Thank you, everyone. We had some exciting prep football action. Yeah, Hempstead got a win tonight. Senior was in a battle. Woo, Dyersville, Beckman, John, they were amazing. All right, mailman, settle down. I'm going to dish you to the hoop here in a second. But right now, let's throw it to Tim O'Neill. Talk about some football. Tim, take it away, Tim.
Let's see what I have to deal with here. Big night of football. Second to last week of the regular season for the big schools. And Hempstead needed a win to stay alive, and they got it. 28-14 on the road over Waterloo West. Mustangs improved to 4-4, but they will most likely need to win next. Not most likely, they need to win next week to get to 5-4 and have a chance to get into the playoffs. They play at home against number 1 ranked Cedar Rapids Kennedy. The top 16 teams in Class 5A, based on the ratings percentage index, get into the playoffs. Hempstead, I believe, was 22nd entering this week. That'll go up a little bit after this win tonight, but they're definitely going to need that win next week to continue that rise to push into the top 16. Noah Pettinger threw for 195 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Mustangs tonight. Jaden Siegert, the recipient of 2 of those touchdown passes. Luke Odifai and Charlie Besler also caught touchdowns for the Mustangs. I was at Dalzell Field tonight. It was a big one. Pleasant Valley and Senior, a pair of 5-2 teams matching up, but it was number 9 Pleasant Valley earning a 28-14 victory that was much closer than that. It was a 7-6 game at halftime. The Rams drew even in the second half. They got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it at 14, but Pleasant Valley went ahead midway through the fourth quarter, tacked on another insurance touchdown late following a turnover to take that one. The Rams fell to 5-3. All 3 of their losses have come to opponents ranked in the top 10. That's Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Cedar Rapids Prairie, and now Pleasant Valley. Jack Gilligan threw for 154 yards, including a 34-yard touchdown pass to Landon Sauser, and Kyle Conrarty kicked a pair of field goals for the Rams. In Class 4A, number 5 Waverly Shell Rock wins a shootout with Western Dubuque 55-39. The number 5 ranked Go Hawks put the Bobcats' playoff hopes in trouble. Bobcats are going to need a win next week and some help to get in. In Class 2A or Class 4A, it's the top 2 finishers in each district plus 6 at-large entries into the playoffs. At this point, Waverly, Shell Rock, and Decorah have locked up the top 2 spots in the district. That means Western Dubuque needs one of those 6 at-large berths. Right now, it's not looking great. In Class 3A, number 5 West Delaware. Excuse me, I didn't finish talking about Western Dubuque. Forgive me. Jack Clemens threw 6 touchdown passes. How could we possibly skip that? Andrew Oltmans had 3 receiving touchdowns. Nick Bryant had 2, and Davion Gaston had 1. Class 3A, number 5 West Delaware clinches the District 3 championship with a 25-14 victory over number 6 Independence. Will Ward threw a 17-yard touchdown pass to Luke Curley on a trick play in the second quarter. Kyle Cole ran for a 13-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter, and Wyatt Volker ran for a 70-yard score to salt that one away. Bend Community 42-14 victory over Maquoketa. That drops the Cardinals to 0-8. And in Class 2A, Dubuque Wahlert was already in the playoffs, but they finished the regular season on an emphatic note. Second consecutive shutout for the Golden Eagles. They win on the road at Jessup 49-0. Back-to-back shutouts to close the season. Like I said, Wahlert goes to 3-5 overall, 3-2 in Class 2A District 4. They are the number 3 seed coming out of that district, and they will be playing their playoff opener next week. So that's what I got from my end. I'll send it over to Danny Miller, who's actually here this week to wrap up the rest of Iowa and Illinois.
Thank you, Tim. Good to be back. I was out in Bellevue tonight with playoff implications on the line. Pretty simple for both Bellevue and Clayton Ridge. Win and get in. And this one was a defensive grind all the way to the end. Bellevue clinches a Class A postseason berth with a 7-6 victory over Clayton Ridge. The Eagles took the lead early in this one, late in the first quarter on a Caleb Helly 51-yard touchdown run, and it seemed fairly inconsequential at the time, but the point after was blocked, and really that proved to be the difference. Bellevue scored in the second on a Colheim 3-yard run, and that was the difference in the game. Big interception late in the fourth quarter by Jackson Mueller sealed that one and sent the Comets to the playoffs. Elsewhere, Dyersville Beckman 41-7 over MFL Marmac. The Blazers close an impressive regular season at 8-0 and clinch the 1A District 4 title. Cascade clinches a playoff berth as they won by forfeit over Postville. Edgewood Colesburg 54, Wyoming Midland 20. The Vikings get into the 8-player playoffs with that victory and move to 5-3 on the year. Moving over to Illinois, East Dubuque gets their second win in a row, 22-12 over Dakota. The Warriors are now 3-5 on the year and sets up a good showdown for their regular season finale against rival Galena. Duran Pecatonica 48, Galena 15. The Pirates fall to 4-4, making next week's game against rival East Dubuque a must-win to become playoff eligible with their fifth victory. Lena Winslow 48, Stockton 6. The Blackhawks fall to 3-5 and have their playoff hopes dashed on the year. I believe that is it from my end. I will toss it back over to Steve.
Thanks, Danny. Thank you. All right, let's wrap up Wisconsin here real quick. Let's see, River Ridge, huge win tonight, 25-0 over Blackhawk Warren. The Timberwolves clinch a share of the Six Rivers Championship in a three-way tie, along with Blackhawk Warren and Potosi-Cassville. Potosi-Cassville, they were big winners tonight. Let's see, 40-8 over Fenimore. Ashton Spitzak rushes for 169 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also catches a touchdown. Darlington cruising into the playoffs, 46-26 over Lancaster. Cuba City, 64-13 over Parkview. Cubans also cruising into the playoffs. Carter Olson, hat-trick tonight. He caught a touchdown pass, he returned an interception for a touchdown, and he returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Big night for Mr. Olson. And Belleville delivers a hard hit to Mineral Point's playoff hopes, 35-7. Broadhead Judah picks up a 22-19 win over Prairie du Chien. Let's see, Platteville gets their playoff hopes dashed, 42-19 by Adams Friendship. That wasn't very friendly. And Iowa Grant gets a forfeit win. And Belmont wins big on the road in 8-player action. So that's going to do it. We're hitting the home stretch here. Playoffs even start in some instances next week. Wisconsin and the lower classes in Iowa. Illinois and the higher classes of Iowa will be wrapping up regular seasons next week. So that's going to do it for this Friday Night Football, October 15th. For Tim O'Neill, Danny Miller, Johnny Stockton, the mailman Carl Malone, and your resident 90s Utah Jazz fan Steve Ortman. We will see you next week.